What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Saturday night's main event. Originally I wasn't going to review this show because I wasn't actually going to watch it, but then my friend was like, do you want to watch it? I've got nothing going on the next day, so we stayed up to watch it, 1 a.m. for us in the UK. So I decided to watch it, and it was worth the time in my opinion. A pretty good show. Normally these Saturday night main events are pretty skippable, but this one was actually genuinely good. Some good matches on here. Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. Jacob versus Cody. So the match didn't happen here. And I was a bit disappointed, but I think what we got out of it made it not too bad. They're saving this match. I'm not sure for when. I mean, I could see these two knocking each other out in the Rumble, to be fair. So maybe that's the direction. I have seen rumors of Cody, Jacob, and Drew as the match for the title at Mania as well. And I've also seen Cody, Drew. No, thank you. Not another one. You're joking. So that was interesting. Yeah. So basically, to start the match off, I wrote some notes down. I'm not going to go into full detail on all the matches because I was watching it live and 1 a.m. So basically, Cody's about to do his whoa, and Fatu's like, yeah, I've had enough of that, mate. Attacks him. Obviously, they've done this because Fatu's kind of a fan favorite. And this makes him, more of a heel by attacking Cody before he can do the woe. I see what they were doing there. But then the match doesn't even start. They're just brawling. The referee gets pushed over. Then a clown car of referees comes out. And then eventually following that, a whole bunch of security. And they're just brawling. They go out in the crowd. They fight in the crowd. Drinks are thrown. They're going up the stairs, down the stairs. They end up in the area outside the arena where you get your snacks and where the toilets are. That I don't know what the Concord, is that what it's called? I don't know. um there's a part, yeah, Cody's just throwing a bin at everyone. He's like, throw it, catch, throw it, like a boomerang with bin on these poor jobbers or whatever these guys are. Security, I mean, they're just jobbers, aren't they? Wrestling security remains useless. There's one really funny bit where Cody's up against a pillar. Jacob's gonna fight him. One of the jobbers gets in between him and goes, "Jacob, think about the Rumble, Jacob." Then he just gets urinagied through a table. I don't know why, but this I found it really funny. I don't know why. It's just, Jacob, think about the Rumble. Jacob, who the hell are you, mate? Who are you? And they urinate him through the table. Yeah, I thought that was great. They're then brawling back down the stairs, and they sort of end up on top of this box, and they're fighting this. Like, oh shit, one of them's gonna fall down, or they're both gonna fall down. But then enter Drew McIntyre, and he cups it, pushes Jacob right into some tables, looked great, and then he low blows Cody to stop him from attacking him, and then he jackknife power bombs that looked awesome through the other tables. There's tables set. They're standing on like a platform, and then there's tables on either side of like plates and random junk on them. And it was Drew McIntyre stands tall. Yeah, I actually kind of enjoyed this weirdly. I'm not always one for the brawls through the crowds and that sort of thing, but this turned out pretty alright. So I'm not mad we didn't get the match. I was looking forward to the match, but I think the rest of the card made up for it anyway. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I mean, is this, setting up that triple threat for Mania? We don't know. Drew also comes out later on, for mentioned now. Backstage, Kathy Kelly, I think it was like, Drew, why did you just do that? And he's like, that was a message. I'm putting the whole roster on notice. You come for Drew McIntyre. That's how I'm gonna do you. Basically, something like that. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, maybe this is the setup for the triple threat Mania. The thing is, you do the triple threat Mania. Who wins the Rumble out of these? Because normally the Rumble winner is going for the main belt, not the Seth belt. Typically, right? Yeah. So last year, Jey Uso. Jey Uso went for the Seth belt though, but that's because it was Jey Uso. I don't know. The Rumble was up in the air still. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'll have more Rumble stuff later on this week. I'll be doing like a video going through who I think could win it and that sort of thing for both women and men's. Yeah, so on to Rhiyo versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne. Another a pretty good match. Rhea was like back in her like I'm gonna beat the hell out of you bag. Like she was hitting some hard hitting moves. I don't know. I guess like Liv kind of activated that in her. Like in kayfabe, Rhea just hates Liv, so it was like, okay, yeah, you're in the ring with me again, right? I'm beating your ass. Um, Really nice physical match. I much prefer Rhea when she's in this kind of mind state, not doing this like wholesome stuff like this. This was the Rhea I prefer. This is the Rhea you saw against Charlotte Flair at Mania 40. No, 39. Sorry. Um, and also at Mania 41, great match, the triple threat. That's WWE's best match last year, in my opinion. Um, Io was great as usual. Like just the way she sells for Roxanne and Liv's moves, just she's a great bumper. Um, there's a part where Io's like going for the springboard missile drop kick, and she's shaking on the ropes. The ropes are quite like springy for this ring, like noticeably different. And Io's like, oh shit, almost loses her balance, but still hits it. That was yeah, just impressive, like impressive athlete. Um, there were a few botches towards the end. I remember. I can't actually remember what they were off the top of my head, but I noted it down. There was a few, just stuff doesn't quite go your way. Yes, there was a. Oh, what was it? Io countered. It was the Pop Rocks. Io countered it into like a. Was meant to counter it into a what do you call it? A kip up. Similar to what she did against Bayley at Mania 40, where Bayley went for the Rose Plant, Io just like bounced up and just went. It's meant to be similar to that. It didn't quite work. I get what they were going for. Then Roxanne ends up hitting Pop's rocks after that as well. Then you think the match is ending here. Rhea hits Riptide into an over the moonsault by Io. Io? Who's Io? Io. And Rhea's like standing, so the ref's counting. Rhea's standing here, and then Raquel comes out, pulls her legs. Rhea, boom, falls on the ref, so she just cost herself the match basically. Quite a good ref bump. I've not seen that before, or I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, it was a good way of doing that. So Raquel's out here just destroying, hits Io with a nasty power bomb onto the floor that looked horrible. And then Stephanie Vicare's music comes out. Stephanie Vicare's music hits and she comes out, is what I was trying to say. And she neutralizes Raquel Rodriguez. Hits her with a nice super kick as well to send her over the barricade, and they kind of like go split off. I didn't even think about Raquel interfering here for some reason. Obviously, Stephanie Vicare's injury was a work, brother. And it was kind of obvious the way she was getting handled. I've kind of enjoyed the Steph Raquel build, to be fair. I've not hated it. It's been alright. And then after all the shenanigans, Liv goes for Oblivion. But there was a blind tag to Rhea. And Liv hits Oblivion on Io, but because of the blind tag, she can't get the pin. And Rhea just comes in, Riptide, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not a bad match. Went 3.5, just good. Few botches here and there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you had the interference, which wasn't actually that bad. It wasn't outrageous for WWE standards. Not a bad interference actually. I didn't mind it. Liv getting pinned is interesting. I for sure thought Roxanne was the one getting pinned here. Because yeah, Liv getting pinned by Rhea as well. I wonder if is that anything? Is that like a thing to look out for? Are they going back to Liv and Rhea again? Liv kind of leveled up through that feud, to be fair, but at the same time, I was getting a bit sick of Liv and Rhea because it was like I felt like 7 or 8 months of it. Like it went on a long time. But now Liv's leveled up. Maybe that match will be even better. To be fair, she sort of found her footing as this heel character. Interesting. I thought maybe Rhea and Io were gonna split up. Like maybe they lose and they're like, oh well, we lost, and then like maybe they were doing that for Mania. But now I'm not really sure. Interesting. Maybe Rhea and Liv knock each other out in the Rumble. Something's cooking here. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but yeah, a good match. I see some guy gave this 5 on Dropkicked. What? Uh, that was wild to me. But anyway, seen some people give this next match 5 as well, which is also wild. But next up, we had AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was a really good match, but I could see people were going to give this 5. Certain audiences would. Not for me, but still really good. I gave it a 4.25. Almost just 4. I gave it a bit more because I was rewatching some of the spots this morning. It was really good. Shinsuke, a rare good performance, although he had a good one against Carmelo as well 2 weeks ago, or was it 2 weeks ago, something like that. Maybe he's back up. He's back in form. Probably not. But the reason I'm not going higher, Shinsuke is so slow. I didn't realize this until I looked up. Shinsuke is actually younger than AJ. You wouldn't think it watching this match. Like Shinsuke is very just slow. Like and there was a few botches. We'll get into it. This match was incredibly New Japan coded, strong style coded. Triple H after the match took a picture of them both and even put as the tweet strong style. So I guess they were basically allowed to do it because normally that's not WWE's typical way of doing a match. So that was actually really nice, and that's what made the match good. Weird that you wrestle like you're in Japan and the match becomes good. Ooh, Japan equals good. I'm just joking. Well, kind of. There's a lot of homages to the previous encounters, like the AJ shooting, Shinsuke catching it. I can't remember if I've watched that match or not, so I didn't catch that live. I knew obviously it was something, but I've watched one of their matches. I can't remember if it's that one though, or if I have watched it. I watched so many matches last year that I just can't remember because it would have been last year when I got into wrestling outside of WWE. So I watched so many matches that I forget spots, and you watch so many 5-star matches. A 5-star flood over here in New Japan, bloody hell, or it was. Anyway, yeah, so there's multiple homages, a really physical matchup, just really good. Just felt like old rivals fighting it out, dueling it out. AJ does like a dive over the top rope and he's holding his ribs, and I was a bit worried, like, has he injured himself here? But I think he was just working because he's holding his like leg a bit as well, his knee. But that was fine. That insane knee to Nakamura's jaw. If you haven't watched this match, just go look at this spot. Literally, just he goes literally flying into AJ's knee. It's just like it looked horrible. You see the ref's reaction in the background. He's like, oh, yeah, that looked. I think that was a homage to a previous Shinsuke match as well. I saw on Twitter. Just as 2 strike exchanges. Didn't really need to. It went a bit long. It was 21 minutes, I think. This went. So it did go a bit long. I mean, because they were going for the New Japan thing, but normally there's like 1 strike exchange, and then you normally have the strike exchange into the finishing finisher counter. Who's going to hit their finisher? Someone's hitting it, they're winning, sort of thing. That's usually how it goes. After a strike exchange, you have a Kinshasa, but AJ's been working Shinsuke's knee a bit, and his knee gives in, and he can't do the Chinkasa. And then AJ sees this opportunity, goes for a calf crusher. No, sorry. His knee's fucked up from the calf crusher. There's a really long spot, actually. I forgot to note where Shinsuke's in the calf crusher for ages. AJ's been hitting dragon screws on him as well. Possible shout out to Tanahashi there, maybe. I was expecting one of them to hit a high fly flow, but guess not. The WWE crowd wouldn't even known. They'd think that was an Eddie Guerrero tribute, so it was a bit pointless, to be fair. Shinsuke tries for another Kinshasa, but Neve gives in. I wrote that twice. Yeah, it was multiple times just going for the Kinshasa. Sorry, I'm confusing myself with these notes. And it does. Knee gives in. AJ does a Kinshasa, yes, and then Shinsuke grabs the ropes. That was nice. AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm. Shinsuke catches him, fireman carry, hits him with a driver. I think it was a Michinoku driver. I'm not 100% sure on that. Nakamura goes for a sling blade. Not great sling blade, kind of botched. They kind of say that on commentary as well. That was obviously meant to be a Tanahashi tribute, but yeah, it looked pretty bad. Pele kick from AJ once he gets up from the sling blade. After the Pele kick, Nakamura tried, so they're kind of running the ropes, and Nakamura tries to do, I don't know what this actual name for this is, but Will Ospreay does it a lot. It's they're going for a clothesline, and you kind of like, I'll put a GIF. I'll try and put a GIF of it in the video of what I'm talking about, because I'm not really sure how to describe it. But he tries, basically you roll over the person's arm, and then you end up with them between your legs in for a powerbomb position. That's normally how it ends up with Will Ospreay. Doesn't quite get it properly, but Nakamura, so that was another Nakamura botch. Hence why, this is why I can give it 5, really. That's not the only reason, but you know what I mean. But it fails, but it does go into an armbar, so he kind of saved it. I don't know if it was meant to go into an armbar anyway, but it just kind of looked a bit botchy. There's finisher counters with Shinsuke coming out on top with a Kinshasa. Yeah, because AJ tries to go for the Styles Clash, but Shinsuke gets out of it. I think he kicks him in the head. Scorpion kick. Shinsuke sets up for another Kinshasa in the corner, but he goes sprinting, misses, knee first into turnbuckle, looked nasty, and then you get a phenomenal forearm into Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. There's probably some other spots I missed here, but yeah, really good match. 4.25 for me, one of WWE's best. WWE puts on some good matches early doors this year. Yeah, not bad. I mean, AJ's been a part of a lot of them, to be fair. Not a bad showing so far. It's almost like, without having to worry about booking John Cena's retirement run, that it's just better. It's strange. Yeah, Shinsuke, after this match, posted on Instagram that he posted like a conversation he had with AJ. It basically said AJ's retiring at the Rumble. So I think it is happening, guys. Damn. I'm not like an AJ diehard or anything. I do like AJ. And it is a big deal, him retiring. He's influenced so many wrestlers. I mean, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins, like these types of wrestlers, hybrid guys. AJ was kind of like a grandfather for that for a lot of people. Yeah, AJ retiring at the Rumble. Crazy. A great match. Shinsuke was like, I need to wrestle AJ one more time, and that's why we got this match here. And Triple H let them do what they do best, man. Let them go strong style. Shinsuke again, bit slow, bit botchy, probably. Yeah, so that's what holds it back a little bit. But a really good match, really physical, just good stuff. On to the main event. We have the 4-way for the #1 contendership and facing Drew at the Royal Rumble. It's between Trick Williams, Randy Orton. Almost said Randy Savage. Randy Orton. What's he doing here? Damian Priest and Sami Zayn. That's probably Saudi. Could you get Randy Savage for the Rumble, please? He's been dead for years, guys. Like, yeah. If you don't know, Saudi like asked for some dead wrestlers before, and like when they did that big Royal Rumble. Anyway, again, a pretty good match. I didn't make too many notes here. It was like typical 4-way stuff where you kind of like 2 people get sent out on the outside, then you have 2 fighting in the ring. Randy Orton's hitting everyone with that like table spot. I think Trick Williams gets hit by like 3 times. Yeah, it was not a bad match. They say how Damien actually had to get stitches in his mouth from the night before on SmackDown. It was him versus Trick Williams. I remember there was some blood. I didn't review that, but I did watch it. It wasn't a bad SmackDown actually either. There was a good RKO. Trick throws Randy out the ring, and Trick gets the pin. I almost thought like, is he getting this? But he obviously doesn't. So that was a good near fall though. Damien, I think, breaks it up. I was like pretty convinced Damien was taking the pin here because they're doing. Trick Williams is getting. He's getting a good come up right now. He's over. He's really funny. He's great on the mic. There's something there for sure. So I was like, Damien must be taking the pin, but there were definitely a few times where I was like, oh, is Randy taking a pin? Like, there's a lot of Helluva Kick setups for Sami to win. This match was kind of built around the Helluva Kick setup, but obviously when you're watching it, you know that Randy or Trick is on the outside and they're gonna do something, or Damien, whoever, swap the wrestlers out. But in the end, Damien was in the corner, gets hit with the exploder. Sami gets a Helluva Kick, 1, 2, 3. Drew then comes out to try and interfere. Sorry, not interfere, but attack Sami afterwards. Like, oh, what the hell? Not Sami. Sami did slap him in the face really hard on SmackDown too. Sami's wife is in. His wife and I assume his kid as well was in attendance. Maybe some other his family. There's a group of them wearing the Sami merch. I recognize his wife, so I remember from the Chad Gable stuff. So that was nice as well. Drew comes out. His attack fails, and Sami stands tall as there's massive pyro for Sami as we close the show. That match was good. I actually don't remember what I gave it. I haven't noted it down. Let me check. 3.5 probably. But I just want to be accurate here. 3.5. No. Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, not bad. Again, I didn't make too many notes on here. It wasn't that much to note about. It was really, you're thinking, is it going to be Randy? Is it going to be Sami? And it ended up being Sami. So is Sami Zayn going to win versus Drew in Saudi? I don't know, man. They say, the news is, the reports, sorry, are they're either doing Drew Jacob Cody. But obviously they could just be saying that to throw you off. They do like doing that. If Sami wins, who wins the Rumble? I don't know, man. What if Gunther beats AJ, just enters the Rumble, and then wins the Rumble? Gunther Sami for the main belt. I mean, that would be awesome. It's also a flip of what they did at Mania 40 for the bigger belt as well. I feel like that is something. It doesn't make Sami a transitional champion, but the babyface is always better running for the title, and you could just run that into a feud, to be fair. There's that Roman Sami maybe, but Roman's kind of a face right now, so I don't know. I don't know what would happen here. If Sami loses, he could enter the Rumble and win the Rumble. There's a lot of potential here. It's very up in the air. There's a lot of good fantasy booking you can do. If the fact the product's making you fantasy book is a good thing. Just means, you've got it on your mind. You're not thinking, oh God, we got this, have we? Oh, great. I mean, I am thinking that a bit if it's Drew and Cody. I am thinking that. A good setup for the Rumble, I think. Rumble's next week. I will be doing a video. I said earlier in the video, I'll be doing predictions for the Rumble, men and women's. The matches as well, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna do like a tier list thing and like potential winners at the top, and like people no way they're winning, that sort of thing. We'll have the Raw review tomorrow. It's gonna be a bit late because I've got work Tuesday morning, so I can't stay up to watch it. So I have to get home from work, watch it, then do the review. So it'll be up a bit later than I normally would like on Tuesday. And then it'll be Dynamite, and then those Royal Rumble videos I talked about, and then the Royal Rumble itself. Should be good. The Royal Rumble review will be up later as well because I can only watch it live because it's in Saudi. That's like the only good thing about it being in Saudi, because I've got a 10-hour shift on the Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. So I can't really stay up for the Rumble if it was America time. Well, I could, but anyway, this is going on far too long. Waffling. A good Saturday night's main event. Probably the best one I've watched, easily, I would say. I forgot to note, no ads in the middle of the matches. That's why I didn't like it before, because there were just ads in the middle of the matches. Like, I don't know if they stopped doing that for the Cena. I didn't watch the Cena one. I actually didn't care about that, so I didn't even watch it. Last one I watched was when Seth injured himself against LA Knight. or the worked injury. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess they stopped putting ads in the middle of matches. Thank God. This actually felt like a mini PLE. Good stuff. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll be back, like I said, for Raw. Goodbye, and good night. So, switch it up.